What's up, everybody? Jensen Cummings here. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We're here on Best Served Podcast 160. Treat yourself to Toffee with Sarika Singh of Hey Sugar. Sarika, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We are talking Best Served Bake, where we get into bakeries, patisserie, breads, and clearly we're going to be talking to Sarika Singh, who is the owner of Hey Sugar in Geneva, Illinois. So tell everybody, Hey Sugar, I see that we got some guests behind you. I am so happy to see that. I know it's been a struggle to get open for you. It's a struggle to stay open for so many. So I'm sure you are so grateful and excited to have people in your space. The space looks amazing, by the way. Hey Sugar, tell people exactly what they can expect from your bakery.
So Hey Sugar is a brand I wanted to start that everyone of all ages can relate to. It's fun, it's whimsical, it's sophisticated. I've created areas in the bakery that are very much Instagrammable moments. I have a 13-year-old, so a lot of this is inspired by her, along with our travels the last couple of years through Europe, visiting cafes and pastry shops and ice cream places. I just loved the floral, the whimsical, kind of like the French little cafe stories that they had. And I wanted to do that for the last couple of years. And I was lucky enough that this year I finally said, you know what, I'm going to take that risk. Not so lucky enough that COVID came in the way, but we finally opened on July 17th, 3 p.m. after waiting and saying, you know what, we took a big risk. Let's just open the doors. Construction's not done, but we're just going to open. And so we've got a lot of cupcakes, pastries. I've got amazing coffee from Delano's in Seattle. They're an award-winning coffee roaster.
Yes.
We did a lot of our research to see what is available in the area. And accordingly, we decided to use exclusive products that no one else carries. And if you know the Geneva area, Geneva right now has about 11 bakeries and cafes. So people love their sugar here.
Yeah. And about how big is the population there?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
But 11 feels like a good amount of competition for the size of Geneva.
It is. But you know what it is? The little town of Geneva, the downtown area, all the stores are made up of old colonial homes. So people come like in travel, like they travel from other states, and there's buses that come in. Unfortunately, this summer it's been a little bit different because some of the businesses are still open. Closed rather. But so we've got teas from a company called Rare Tea Cellar. They're based in Chicago. They predominantly cater to Michelin star restaurants. So we've got excellent teas. We've created a soft serve that is from a local dairy that if you were to get it, you could turn the cup upside down, excuse the mask, turn the cup upside down and it's not going to fall.
Okay, that's like the classic Blizzard deal where they turn it upside down for you, right?
It's 10% butter fat. So it is very buttery.
Here we go.
But the lavender and the coconut and the strawberry are phenomenal flavors at the moment. And like I said, we opened on July 17th, and the lavender, we can't keep it in stock.
I love hearing that. Do you remember what the very first item that you sold was at 3 p.m. on July 17th?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was cupcake. You know why?
Gotta be a
Because
cupcake.
I used to own a cupcake store down the street for 6 years. I used to own a little cupcake boutique. And since we closed, people assumed we were out of business. And, we tried to spread the word saying, I'm just rebranding and kind of creating a bigger space, offering more products. So a lot of people come in asking for, hey, do you still have the latest Fred cupcakes? And I tell them, yes, we have the same recipes. We've just elevated them a little bit. We work with Chef Jimmy McMillan. He's a pastry chef, and he's kind of helped us find exclusive ingredients, premium ingredients that now we are using in all our products.
So you had the bakery, and the bakery was called what?
The latest Crave Cupcakes.
The latest Crave Cupcake. Take us back even further. Had you been in bakeries as a baker? Kind of where did it start for you?
No, I have no culinary background. I have no pastry experience whatsoever.
You're the entrepreneur.
very much so. And actually, that runs in my blood. My parents were that way when I immigrated here at the age of 11. They used to own a little motel, a little, gas station and that kind of thing. My dad always owned multiple businesses back home in India. So it's just been in my blood. My husband owns a ton of restaurants. So it's helped me kind of be where I am. Because if it wasn't for their support, I probably would be hesitant to take that risk, especially now. My background comes from there. And my
What are some
parents
of
are
the
great.
restaurants that your husband's operating?
Well, we currently own Jimmy John's franchise.
Gotcha.
And we were partial owners of Stone Flower, which is run by a Michelin star restaurant, which opened last year, but I think it's going to close because COVID. You can't fill a 12-seater, 50% and do much. So, they definitely helped. I'm a foodie at heart, as is my husband, my dad. And so we have traveled all over the world trying all kinds of crazy stuff before we decided to put certain things on our menu, like the 24-karat gold soft serve. I got asked yesterday, what does gold taste like? And in my head, I was like, wait, I think it tastes like gold because I don't know what gold would be.
So the brand Hey Sugar, where did that come from? Why is Hey Sugar the brand that you wanted to really put out there?
It's fun, right? I wanted to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, sugar.
There
And
you
I
go.
think that's when it stuck. We went through, a list of names, options when we were doing our branding initially. And I think when I realized that I want to be able to pick up the phone, or I want the employees to just pick up the phone and just say, hey, sugar, it's just a playful twist. And it worked.
The employees, let's touch on them a little bit. How excited are they to be able to serve cupcakes and toffee and all that? What's the energy, the mood, the vibe like?
It's amazing. We have been, knock on wood, very consistently busy since we opened. I think people were just waiting because we had our windows covered for so long. They weren't sure what we were doing. So it was a little bit of a mystery, but my employees from my other store, unfortunately didn't have a job when COVID happened. And I was struggling for a bit trying to figure out what to do. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons I opened when I did. It's because they needed a job. All these kids have to go back to school. I've got high school kids. I've got some older individuals that are, have to put food on the table for their families, and it's really important. So, they were very excited. In fact, they're so excited because it's a bigger space. The menu is a lot bigger, and they're loving what they do. I don't think I've ever been in business where employees like each other as much as my employees do behind me.
Makes a big difference, especially
Huge.
the space that you're in. You're selling hopes and dreams and rainbows, and it very much looks like you've done that. Or looking at your Instagram very quickly, you're tripled down on pink, that's for sure. And so there's just you need that energy, that mood, that vibe. And I love this. I found this on your website. I want to throw this up there. Kindness is like sugar. It makes life a little sweeter.
Right? That's all we need to do.
Now more than ever, so much.
Ever.
Why was that such an important kind of tagline?
It's important, I feel like, at this point where we are in the world regarding COVID or regarding the Black Lives Movement. It's so important, right? I'm a person of color. I get treated very differently. In fact, let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. I was right here behind me. I was sweeping the floor. A lady had come in and started a conversation with an employee, not realizing I'm the owner. And later on, when I went to talk to her and she found out I was the owner, she said to me she thought I was the janitorial staff. So that kind of stuff happens every day, which is fine. But I just feel like just a little bit of, even holding back your tongue sometimes, like if you're thinking out loud.
Yeah, why did they need to say that?
Well, but I grew up, I've been here since I was 11. I kind of have learned to deal with these things, and to have to explain to my kids now that we are people of color and there are certain things we have to be aware of, and it does make us different, and that's okay. But you just have to stand up for yourself.
It's interesting. A couple things occur to me when you're saying that. One, as an owner, operator, entrepreneur, you are the janitorial service.
I am.
And the dishwasher and the coach and the therapist and the electrician. You're all of those things. So I really appreciate on the one side
Yeah.
If I found that out, I would be so supportive of the fact that, like, pick up a broom. That's what it takes
Mm-hmm.
for you to be the owner of a business, and especially your
Yeah.
team, after they see that and they're motivated by that. So
Yeah.
me, I go to a place of appreciation for that and acknowledgement, and
Yeah.
like, oh, you really are the owner, versus
Right.
somebody closed-minded says, oh, you must just be the janitorial. And so
Right.
it's a fascinating dynamic. The same interaction to completely opposite
Exactly.
reactions to it, I think, is important. The other is, you mentioned you have a 13-year-old, very Instagrammable, right? All of that comes into play. There's something so proud now that they're a part of that process. So for you, did you accomplish it? Are you the cool mom that has the
I am the
Instagram?
cool mom. My
Okay,
daughter,
good,
she's 13 and she
perfect.
comes to work every day. And guess what? I've taught her how to mop the floors. She knows how to clean the toilets. Let's empty out the trash. It's the simple things we need to learn that she may not learn at school and she will definitely not do at home. So
Yeah,
this way, there's some life skills you need to know. And I had to tell her, I said, it's okay if people think, you're the help, and because you are. You're here to make this business run. And sometimes you have to lead by example, which is why I'm right next to her doing what she's doing to show her, how it's done.
yeah. This is not a trophy restaurant that you get to show
No,
off to your friends unless you're willing to put in the work. I really,
right.
really appreciate that. Let's talk about some sugar.
Sure.
Toffee, something that you're very well known. The episode
Yeah.
itself called, treat yourself to toffee.
Yeah.
And toffee, why was that an important thing? We all know what it is, yet to build a brand around toffee, I think, is a unique concept. Why was toffee important?
So coming from the latest crave, Toffee was very popular. The PGA, we were an account with the PGA for 2 years. So every month we would be sending golfers for their birthdays
Hmm.
packages of our toffee. Every November, holiday time, I would make 500 to 600 pounds of toffee, and that's from my little shop of maybe
Wow.
1,000 square feet. So we definitely needed to expand. And believe it or not, I get people in here now, and the first thing they see out of the whole case is toffee, because that's what they came looking in for. It's a grandma's old recipe that has been passed down, and it's delicious. We do it in milk chocolate, white chocolate, and dark chocolate,
Okay.
and it's we can. That's one of the only items, honestly, that we can mail. That makes for a great gift. So I have continuous clients that'll send it out to for birthdays, to their customer base. I've got a couple of corporate accounts. So it's just amazing.
I'm interested from a brand standpoint because we mentioned your brand. There's lots of pink. It's in your face. It's super vibrant. There's a lot of energy to it. And
Yeah,
toffee is kind of the delicious, but it's the very, like, lumpy beige brown.
it's
Like,
not so
not,
pretty, is
it's not
it?
as pretty as cupcakes and all of that. So
Right.
so when you're kind of playing that game, is it a little bit of a highbrow, lowbrow? Like, how are you playing that from just like how you're presenting it, anything like that?
Well, a lot of people that have been coming in for toffee are usually people that have tasted our toffee at some point.
So
Either they've gotten
Just
it at
just one taste,
yesterday
that's
I
all
had a
you need.
gentleman.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And we used to be able to provide little samples. At the moment, we can't,
Right.
just because of the situation we're in. But, I had a couple of people from out of town yesterday that said, hey, I've had your toffee. Someone gifted it to me. And that was just yesterday. It was so random. And they said, someone had gifted it to me and I wanted to come into Geneva, and I heard you guys opened and I wanted to come by and get some toffee. So it's word of mouth for the most part. And then, once we're at a point where we can provide samples, it does. Every time I've sampled toffee, someone has bought it. At 99% of the time, you're going to end up buying it because it's that delicious, but it's that basic. And I know it doesn't look pretty, but it's delicious.
I really, really like it because then it's, from a brand standpoint and a sales standpoint, it's unexpected, and it under promises and over delivers. And too often
Absolutely.
we're over promising, under delivering. So that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to bring it up, because I think it's a smart position to be in. You mentioned
Yeah.
something very good. Somebody gifted to me. Been talking
Hmm.
a lot to restaurants specifically about CPG, consumer packaged goods, because I believe that every brand needs to find their way outside of their four walls.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%, because revenue streams, obviously, it's such a thin margin game, but also brand recognition, right? Somebody's
Hmm.
looking at that product and remembering you, and staying top of mind, we know is so, so important. And then also for building more community, somebody comes over the house and they share the toffee and they go,
Yes.
where is this from? This is from
Yes.
Sugar in Geneva. I haven't even heard of that. Or, yeah, I forgot about that place, or whatever it might be at whatever point.
Hmm.
Obviously, I forgot about it because you're brand new. But I think that that dynamic is important. And then you turn
It is.
people into brand ambassadors. Have you seen that? Do you have like a very loyal kind of, you
Yes.
know, fan base that's a little bit
It
cuckoo
is.
about your brand? Like that's what you want to
It
build
is,
up,
and
right?
it's actually about the toffee.
Okay.
I go back talking about the toffee because during COVID, while we were closed, my initial idea was to, hey, I'm going to close the latest crave, and the following week I'll open Hey Sugar. So we were kind of ready to open in the end of March. But when COVID happened, I had so many customers that we used to mail toffee out to ask if I can mail some during COVID, and honestly, my kitchen was closed. And I had to just let them know that, hey, we're rebranding. We're going to open up soon as Hey Sugar, and the same toffee, the same recipe, the same deliciousness is going to be there. We just need a little bit of time, right? And I think for the most part they understood, because right when we opened, I've got those orders back and I've mailed it out.
That's great. It makes a ton of sense to me, because in this time, like having that level of comfort, their toffee, your toffee just makes them feel good, just at
Yeah.
the most simplistic human way. You know, we talk about comfort food and it's kind of a buzzword. It's kind of like we don't know what that
Yeah.
means. But in that moment, it's the purest form. It's honestly the purest form of like hospitality. You're just treating somebody to
Right.
like a good feeling, even if it only lasts for 2 minutes. Like what a difference that can make in somebody's day
It
to
is. It is.
their trajectory. Do
Right.
you take responsibility for that? Is that like a part of your mission? Is like, I just want to make people feel good, even if it's one bite of toffee
But
at a time.
but that's the whole idea
The
behind Hey
whole
Sugar,
that's it.
right? It's the whole idea about opening when we really shouldn't have opened, probably because
Right.
our construction's not finished. When I opened, I didn't have a bathroom door. And we had construction equipment sitting around, and I said to my employees, I said, listen, I don't care. We're just gonna clean up, we're gonna open. And it was about, I would see kids pass by, families pass by, wanting to peek in, wanting to see what we're offering. And I said, we have an opportunity before kids go back to school, before perhaps this COVID thing gets bigger.
Hmm.
That I just want to be able to provide some memories, right? Like my kids come here every day and they hang out with their friends, and they're eating ice cream or having a coffee or trying a cupcake. And those are the kind of memories that I just love making. And I think it helps because I have two girls, and this is a kind of a little girly place because it's all pink. But the bathrooms are not girly. They are Instagrammable, but they're not girly. But it just helps. I just like right now as I'm sitting here, I'm looking outside. I have a ton of families sitting on the patio, eating all kinds of shakes and all kinds of ice creams, and they're having fun, right? Even among, even if, hey, mom or dad might not have a job, or we don't know what's going on with school. It's like this small little moment that perhaps just makes everything sweet.
Yeah. I think it's interesting when you said you didn't even have a bathroom door. It's fascinating this time where people sometimes almost appreciate seeing something unfinished, not done correctly, because they just
Yeah.
feel like it just feels like what's happening in my life right now. It just
Right.
feels unfinished. It feels like in process and not where I want it to be. And so
Oh
they're almost
yeah.
like in that journey with you, and
Right.
so let's talk about your guests for a second. I
Sure.
mean, as more and more people are lining up, like I'm really, really excited about this.
See, I
Uh,
had to be at work.
I know. What is it? This is perfect. I love the energy, the vibe. I mean, it's
Oh,
great when
thanks.
somebody's, in their home office, but this is nice, the energy.
Thanks.
So, what does it mean to have the community of Geneva or people traveling to kind of visit you right now? I mean, it's got to feel damn good, especially in this
It
moment.
it feels great, and I have to tell you that I think that's very reflective also in my employees. Like they're all happy. They're all happy running around, and I've got a small kitchen, a small table in the back. They have to prep stuff on, and there's a ton of them there. I think there's 8 of them back there right now, trying to juggle who's making a shake and who's doing the ice cream. And it's been a learning process. I had to tell you, yesterday was our busiest day thus far. We had a line out the door. Um, a lot of people inside, 6 feet apart, but they were inside. and we were just turning orders, and we made a few mistakes. I told all the customers, thank you for your patience. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's exciting. I think they understand. I think they're
Yeah.
just happy that, hey, there's something new in the area, something they haven't tried. Everyone's talking about the 24 karat gold ice cream and the cotton candy ice cream. So we got a lot of that every day. It's exciting. To me, I was here yesterday from 7:30 in the morning and I got home at 11:30 at night. That was
That's a
probably one of the
that's a
longest days I've
real
had
day's
in a long
work.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting in those early days, you are absolutely exhausted physically and mentally,
It
emotionally
is.
as well. Yet I tell people sometimes it's like you just finished a marathon. You are absolutely beat, yet you accomplished your goal. You ran a marathon. I
Yeah,
think it's important to
it
recognize.
is.
Let's go. You mentioned cotton candy. We've talked about the toffee a little bit, cotton candy ice cream,
Yep.
the 24 karat gold ice cream. Let's give us a couple more items. Let's get
So the
people
cotton candy.
salivating.
Let me tell you about the cotton candy ice cream.
Let's
So
go.
it's our vanilla ice cream. It's got a special strawberry chutney mix that we've made. We put some crumbles of shortbread cookie, 3 Pocky sticks, which kids love and adults,
Yep.
and then a whole big clump of cotton candy on top, and Pop Rocks candy. So it is a little bit bigger. It is a little bit
Wow.
messy, but I think it's memorable. Like, kids are like, oh, what's that? I want the cotton candy. So that's very popular. Our cupcakes from our previous location, I am selling out every day. At some point, I have to tell people I have not baked anymore for the day, and these flavors are gone. We've got a black bottom that's very popular. It's a chocolate cake. It's got a cream cheese chocolate chip filling baked inside, and then it's got a cream cheese frosting on top, and then marble chocolate chunks on top. Our carrot cake is delicious. It's very moist. It's one of my favorites. We redid our vanilla recipe with Jimmy, and I think that's also been very popular recently as well. So I've got a wide array of options. We've got some breakfast items. We've got croissants and danishes. We do a really yummy raspberry graham cracker cream cheese bar. That's been very popular. We're making fresh Milano cookies. We
Nice.
do what's called gender reveal events. So if you're having a baby,
Interesting. Yeah.
you'll call us, you'll send us your report. You won't know what it is, and then we'll create cupcakes. So we'll create Milano cookies with the gender color inside of the item. And then when you bite into it, you know if it's a boy or girl or two.
Gender reveal cookie.
Reveal.
That is
Yes.
so brilliant because we
Yeah.
see it right now in pop culture. You see it all over. You see Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, TikTok. You see all kinds of really creative gender reveals.
Yeah.
Like their favorite baseball player hits something and
Yeah.
like it turns blue or
Yeah.
pink. I think that's really fascinating. That's a really great way to capitalize on pop culture. Very, very smart. I'm thinking about Instagram now.
Yeah.
Are you using a hashtag? You must have a hashtag that you're making sure that you're getting people on
Uh,
top.
so hashtag Hey Sugar Geneva.
Hey Sugar Geneva. Sophie, throw
Mhm.
that up. We need to make sure that people are Instagramming, TikToking, whatever it is. You need to use that hashtag. Very, very smart way
Thank
that
you.
you are making sure that people are, yeah, exactly, being
Yeah.
able to kind of follow the journey or create their own journey or, live vicariously through somebody else's journey. We love doing that stuff, especially in food,
Yeah.
when people are able to do that. This is great. Any last thoughts you want to share with us as I'm
No,
like
I want
literally
people to
chomping at
come
the bit to
out.
get some
I
cupcakes?
Yeah, I want people to come out, try some of our flavors, tell us what they think. There's definitely room for improvement. We're still working on a lot.
You have a bathroom
So
door?
we have two.
There you go. You're good.
Yeah, so that has happened in the last few days. So that's good news. But I want people to come out and kind of try the items, tell us what they think, what we can do better. We're a small business, just like a lot of people down the street from me. So supporting small business during these times is so important. Just to try to have some kind of a normal life. Wear your mask, wash your hands, keep
Yes.
your distance when you come in. I want you to be safe. I want my employees to be safe. I want their families to be safe. We're living in a really weird time. So every little precaution we can take to try to have some kind of a normal life, which is this at the moment, I want people to understand.
I love it. I appreciate it. I like the hustle. I like the swagger that you all have. I think it's
Hooray!
great. Space looks amazing.
Thanks
And
so much.
congrats on getting open. I know what a challenge that is at any time, especially now. So thank you so much. And get back
Thanks.
to
Visit
work.
us soon.
You got work to do. You're the owner,
I
right?
do. I got to get back there. They're
All right. Have
waiting.
a great day. We appreciate
Thanks
you.
so
Cheers.
much. Bye.
Take care. All right. Sarika Singh of Hey Sugar in Geneva, Illinois. And yeah, really, really great. A lot of nice nuggets in there about just focusing on some of the storytelling, how they're really, really leaning into Instagram and having that Instagrammable restaurants, having the 13-year-old girl be able to help you drive brand, I think is really, really smart. I absolutely think that, and I like the idea of having the high fidelity of all the pink, and then kind of that just the nice brown beige toffee be absolutely delicious. A lot of just checking a lot of box. Very smart entrepreneur. BSP160. Treat yourself to toffee. What a great episode. So sorry. So Best Served Baked. Yes, this channel. Excited about sharing stories here. Sophie Breaker, who runs the show, this is her channel for sure. Very excited that we can share some of these stories. Very passionate about bakeries, patisseries, breads, sugar for sure. So we appreciate being able to have this channel. And that is it for today. Really, really excited to continue to evolve this channel, all of our other channels. So stay tuned. But Best Served Baked, you can always count on lots of sugar, lots of yeast, lots of flour, and lots of deliciousness. So take care, everyone. Appreciate you as always. Cheers.